Thank you and welcome into this video. I would like to take you through how you can file your income tax return in case you have a withholding certificate which you need to include as other incomes when filing your returns. So what you need basically, you just need your PIN form with you. I can show you my PIN form which I already have already opened it. So you need to have your PIN form with you and a withholding tax certificate which is here. So a withholding tax certificate looks like this. So I just need to demonstrate to you how you are supposed to do these adjustments. So with no much ado, let us get started. So what you're supposed to do basically, so let me get back to my browser so that we can continue. What you're supposed to do basically, just enter your KRA PIN. So your KRA PIN in most instances is usually located in your PIN form. So as you can see, my KRA PIN is here. We just copy it. So after copying it, I will just get back to my browser and paste it here. Then I'll hit continue. Then you need to input your password and you just need to do this simple mathematical computation, which will give me a value of 127. So after entering your password, then you log in. So you will notice, based on this scenario, you cannot be able to, you are supposed to come to where we have returns. But you can notice in this scenario, you cannot use the ITR method or auto-populated method in the KRA website. You need to come to where we have file returns. So I need to come here where we have income tax resident and click next. So I know there is a pop-up which is appearing here because I had already filed my returns. So what you need to do, you can either choose to select the normal IT file, which is income tax return file, which is here Excel sheet, or basically use the auto-populated one, which is here. The difference is less significant, but when you use the auto-populated one, you just need to confirm that the amount which is auto-populated in these auto-populated sheets is the same amount in your PIN form. So just download it. So let me download it just for demonstration purposes. So yours will be original here, since I am assuming it's the first time when you'll be filing your returns. So I can input the period, and I do yes, okay, I want to download. So I'm being told to enter the tax period. So let me enter this period so that I can be able to download, but yours will be dating back from 2025. So let me give it time to download. So yours will be 2025 is because I cannot be able to download it because I had already filed an amendment. So after doing that, the sheets are now downloaded. So I will just get back to my browser here at the download. When these sheets are downloaded, there is something we call macros. So macros will enable you to be able to edit this document. So what you need to be able to make this document editable and open properly in Microsoft Excel, you need to click about that document, come to where we have properties, and click unblock, apply, and click OK. So after that, you should come about that document again and extract the Excel sheet. So you just come here and extract. So after extracting, this Excel sheet will appear. Just click above it and click open with and click Excel. So that is how we usually do it. So I know it cannot open, but now your Excel sheet will look like this. So this is the Excel sheet now where you are supposed to come and do your necessary adjustments. So it will open with the auto-populated data for your income. So your income will be auto-populated. So what I have said, you need to get back into a PIN form, confirm if this income which is auto-populated here is gross income, and the income in the PIN form in the Excel sheet technically rhymes. You can see mine is 80 rhymes. You just come back to where we have details. You can come here and see the taxable salary, which is here. This taxable salary, in my case, it is the chargeable pay, is the salary which is subject to tax. Let me come to my PIN form. So you can notice a discrepancy between the taxable salary in my PIN form and the one in the Excel sheet. So that's why I said you just need to get back into the even if you are using the auto-populated sheet, you need to do the necessary adjustment. So here I'll just come here and do the necessary adjustment. So come here and take my total taxable salary. So this was the salary which was subject to taxation. I'll get back to the sheets. Come here where we have taxable salary, edit this figure and paste this figure here. So there is something which we usually call taxable pay on taxable salary. So at the taxable pay on taxable salary, this is usually the summation. Let me get back to the P9 form. This is usually the summation of the payee and the annual personal relief. So when I come into this sheet, I'll just take my calculator here. Let me take my calculator here, and then I need to input this amount of 45.60. Let me come here and copy it. So I can just copy it to make it simple. So and then get back to my calculator and paste this amount here. Then I add the annual personal relief of it was of 29.50. So of 29 plus 29,950, if I'm not wrong, 950. So this is giving me an amount. So the amount of taxable pay on taxable salary is the summation of annual personal relief of this amount with payee tax. So the summation has given us, which we have gotten it from our calculator, is an amount amounting to 75,157. I'll just copy this amount, and after copying this amount, I'll come to my Excel sheets and paste this amount here. So let me enter the amount. Then I need to clear this and put it here. So you can notice that the difference between taxable pay on taxable salary and the pay amount, to know you are correct, it should give you the annual personal relief of 28,800. But in my case, my annual personal relief was overstated with 1,115, and I have the reason why. This is because I was given an annual affordable housing revenue relief of 1150.2. Are we correct? Are we together up to that point? So from them, we need now to come back into the Excel sheet, and we ensure that everything is now good. So from there now, we can come here and adjust for the withholding tax. So to adjust for the withholding tax, there is a section here under the basic information which you need to change. Having a withholding tax, it means you had other incomes rather than the normal employment income. So what does that mean? In this query, you are supposed to say, yes, you had other income rather than the normal employment income. So after clicking yes, you notice where there was error, there has been additional fields which have been added in the sheet. That is the P&L and the balance sheet. Those are the important sheets which we need to focus on. So at the P&L, we are having something called withholding tax certificates here. So under this withholding tax certificate, we had a gross amount of income amounting to 25,353. So this income is the extra income which is not part of our P9 form. So what does it mean? This is the income which we need to adjust at the P&L. So the question arises, what if you had more than 2 or 3 withholding tax certificates which were subject to, which you need to include when filing your returns? So you just need to do the summation of them all and then put it together and put them in the Excel sheet. So I'll just take this amount and put it in the Excel. So at the part 1.2, at this section of 1.2, you need to adjust this amount. So you adjust it this was a consultancy fee. So you adjust it at the commission, which is for at the consultancy of 20, it was 25,353. 25,353. So under this income, if you incurred some expenses, those are the expenses which you need to come and charge them here under the operating expenses. So under the operating expenses, let me get back to the operating expenses. Okay, in this Excel sheet, so we have something we call operating expenses. So you must adjust these expenses under the column of commission where you have done this. So knowing about the new KRA Tax Act, which was proposed about verification or ITIMS compliant expenses or receipts, so they need to be ITIM compliant, but there are some discussions. Some people are saying that KRA will not be monitoring this year for audit purposes. It will start from when filing the tax in 2027. But according to the regulation, any expense which will be adjusting for this income which you gain from the commission need to be ITIMS compliant. So in this instance, because I don't have any adjustable expense which was ITIMS compliant, I'll avoid it. But if you have any expense which is formal and which was ITIM compliant, you can adjust it from this section. I'll leave this at that point, so that in case any proposal is made, I will not be in the wrong side of the row. So from there, if you have an expense which is ITIMS compliant, or if it was not ITIMS compliant and you have some receipts, you can be able to adjust this using manual non-ITIM compliant invoices upload, which is in the KRA, but I'll demonstrate to you how you are supposed to do. So let us get continue. So there is no expense which will be deducting here, since I don't have an ITIM compliant expense here, which which is already validated with the Revenue Authority. So I just come to the balance sheet area. When I come to the balance sheet area, what I need to adjust, so because I know it is sometimes so complex to evaluate the assets which you have, I'll just input value 1 under the asset, which is fine, because sometimes evaluating your asset is so complex in case you don't have an actuary. So you just come where we have other revenues, you input a value 1. So and you are through with your balance sheet. So what do we need again? So what you need is basically something which I was explaining right now, about deducting the expenses which you incurred when offering your service. More so in this area of service industry, our work is becoming somehow complex, because sometimes evaluating our expenses is kind of very difficult, since our expenses, they are special in nature. So there is a section here where you can be able to claim for manual non-ITIMS or TIMS expenses. So what does this mean? This means that in case you have some receipt, maybe some receipt where you consumed some petrol or supermarket receipt, which you have, which technically include the expenses which you incurred while offering your services, you can upload them manually in the KRA portal and be able to claim that expense here. Maybe let's assume it was for maybe 5,000. So what do you need to do? So I want to demonstrate to you what you need to do. So we shall get back to the KRA portal. So you just need to come where we have returns, and then come to where we have income tax adjustments, and come to where we have manual and non-ITIMS or TIMS invoices. So after coming here, what you do, you come here and choose the period. The period was 2025. And then click next. So do you want to do manual adjustment? Yes. So what you do, you will come here and download this comma saved value CSV document and click here. So you open this document. Maybe I have choose to open it with these WPS, because I'm using the Microsoft Excel. So you come here and enter those invoices and receipts here, which will help you to claim your expenses. So you come and adjust them here. So you just enter the supplier's PIN. Maybe you have it in those invoices and receipt. The name, the invoice number, the date, the supplier description if it was petrol, and the amount. Maybe if you consume some food in a cafe or offering your services, you put this. Then you come here, and after you are through with it, you save the document. And after saving the document, let me replace. And after saving the document, you come back to the KRA server, And after adjusting, maybe you assume I have adjusted the 5,000 which I put in that section. You will come here, choose the comma save document which you have, then put all the receipts which you want to claim the relief from with KRA. So they can be a PDF document. Let me choose here any document and then click submit. And after doing that, anything which you come to adjust here, this 5,000, because you have already claimed it in the KRA portal, when you come to offer now the relief here of the expense, it will be tax compliant. So this is a section which is added to claim for non-e-teams or teams expenses this year. So that is what we are doing to be compliant. So from now that point of view, you need to come here where now you come and do the necessary adjustments. So you just need to check if your defined pension contribution is correct. Then you come here and ensure that you have done the correct computation of the affordable housing levy. As you can notice, in the pre-populated form, there is the wrong computation of affordable housing levy. Since, as you can see, my gross income was of 511,200, and in order to get the value of affordable housing, what do we need to do? To get the value of the affordable housing, we need to take 0.015% or 1.5% of this amount, which is 511,200, giving us a value of 76,668. But as you know, I was given a relief, affordable housing relief of 1150.2, and I want to claim this relief. To claim it, because I cannot be like in this Excel sheet, they have removed the form where we were issuing relief, which was at a sheet L. So I will just add this amount. I will just overstate my affordable housing levy with 1150.2, and then giving me a value of 8818.2. So this value is the value which I'll get back into the Excel sheet here and input this value here and then click enter. So you can also notice that the amount of the social health insurance fund was also understated with where I was given the amount as which I contributed as 35,115. As we know, the value to the share percentage or shift is 2.75 of your gross salary. So my gross salary, as you can see, it was an annuity in the year, so it was constant during the year. So I need to take 0 or 2.75% of my gross income, so which is amount to 0.0275 multiplied by 511,200, giving us a value of 14,058. So I'll just come here, copy this amount and put it in my Excel sheets, which are here. So let me come here and put this amount here. So we are good to go. So from there is something else which we shall adjust. You notice, as we know the concept of withholding tax, you are paid your money less 5%. So you are paid 95% of the amount which you had earned. So the amount which was deducted and limited to KRA by your employer or the payer or the withholdee, you are supposed to claim a withholding tax credit. Withholding tax credit, you need to come and issue it here. So to issue that amount, you need to check the amount of credit which was offered, which is 1268. So this amount you need to come here and claim it of 1268, which is technically 5% of this gross amount of 25,353. And after doing that, you need to come here, confirm your tax liability. So you can notice that in my case, the tax liability is overstated and is a high positive figure because my income, I was unable to claim all the necessary expenses, and the reason behind it is because as per the regulation by KRA, I need to substantiate any expense which I incurred when generating this income. And maybe a lot of people ignored the call, but in case you have the receipt, you can come here and adjust the required amount. Maybe I can assume I spent maybe like 10,000 or 12,000 in order to generate this income, and that is the profit which I'm reporting. And you'll notice an effect here. We need to fill the effect here. So, but this is technically how we are filing return in the year 2026, which is here. Let me come to the tax computation, which was here. So I need to ensure I'm adjusting in the right column, since I noticed I did adjustment in the wrong column. So let me check something here. Tax computation. So I need to come here and see where I adjusted the manual and eating. So I adjusted in the wrong column, so that's why it is not affecting. Okay, I need to ensure I'm in the right column. I am in the right column of commission, so I need to ensure that is the right column. So under the commission, so which is here, which is this column, so I need to ensure that's where I'm adjusting. I am adjusting that amount. So let me do something here so that we can adjust and see the net effect. So just a minute. So I need to okay, it was here. So it is at a column. Just a minute, I don't know why I'm being blocked. So it was at a column I. Column I. Yeah, so we can come to the tax computation and see the effect. So, but this is technically how we are doing, how we'll be doing our tax return in case we have withholding tax. So in case you have any query regarding this, you can kindly reach me using my contact in the description and also through my email in the description, so that we can have discussion regarding this withholding tax and the new tax compliance issue which arise, so that we can know how we'll be able to navigate through this tax system. So basically, thank you for watching. In case you have any query regarding VAT, withholding VAT, also e-teams compliance, and also income tax return, you can feel free to reach me anytime in the day using my contact in the description, so that we can have a discussion and forge the way forward. So thank you for watching and have a nice day. So before I close this video, you need to, in case you need to submit this amount, you need to validate these sheets. So the validation will just take some minutes, so we can validate it and then I guide you on what you are supposed to do. So let it validate. So I finished from here. I topped the route I thought we had finished. So let us give it time to validate, just a minute, so that it validate, and then we get into the KRA portal and show you how you do the upload in case you are doing it for the original tax return. But in my case, as you know, what is populating in my side is populating amended, since I have already done my tax and done the amendment, and that's why it will be looking somehow different from what you have in your side. But all in all, this is one and the same thing. So let us give it time to validate the sheet. Let us give it time. So you'll be told that the sheets are ready. Do you want to upload? So you just say yes. So what you need to be curious about is where these sheets will be saved. So you can notice you are supposed to capture the date, the time, and after that you just know where it has been saved. It has saved under the document. I'll just click OK. So and after clicking OK, I'll come. I get to the KRA servers again, or website, and then come to where we have file return. Then this is always pre-populated, the type and the taxpayer PIN. Then you need to choose the tax obligation is resident, then click next. Okay, so let us give it time to load. After clicking next, so let us give it time to load. It is taking time, but we shall just allow it to take its time so that it takes us to the sheet which we need. So it's loading. Okay, I've been told that I have filed tax for this time, so no problem. But yours here to appear, as original. Then you need to enter the tax period. So mine, I can enter this year 2024 because I want to show something, but yours will be 2025 because you are filing return for 2025. Then I can remove it to avoid confusion, or just remains, since I hope you are following. Then I'll choose the file. To choose the file, you need to come to where we have choose file, come at the document, then scroll down and search for the file which we have downloaded now. So it is 2026. So it was at 457. So this sheet is here. You upload it here. Then you'll be told to you'll be asked if you have rental property. If yes, click yes. If no, click no. Then agree. Then scroll down and submit. And after that, you download the acknowledgement letter, and you have submitted your tax correctly. But to make the story short, there is a discussion that KRA will not technically be validating the expense as they said and flagging the non-eating expenses. But we need to clarify and get more information. But that is per the information which I have as per now. But you know, they lacked clarity about this from the word go, and it is leading to a lot of speculation about it. But I have done some where it has accepted and the return have been approved regardless of the expense which we had used, and that is the whole concept about it. So technically, thank you for watching. In case you have any